Sure. And lastly, what would your advice be to young aspiring writers and students? How would of getting into the business? I mean, what advice would you give them?
Well, keep an open mind. People that do music tend sometimes to be snobbish about other facets of music. You got to keep an open. You know what you like and what you hate, maybe, but you got to keep an open mind. You'd say, that I don't listen to top 40 radio anymore. All right, I can understand it, sort of, but there's still stuff there, and there's talented people still around. It's that, and if you love it, don't get discouraged.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of that around. It's tough times right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's where the it's right now. It's the economy's tough. Everything's tough, and
that's it.
Obviously the
doing less work too.
Well, exactly, and a lot of guys, in the industry, not only live musicians, but more, you're working 20% harder for 20% lesser, as they say.
Yeah.
And which is unfortunately the case in the economy. But thank you so much.
Thank you. If there's anything I could do for the music department there, I don't know what exactly I could do, but if I'm ever in the area and they want me to talk to some kids out there.
Absolutely. Our music director at the Portland High School, who is a very good friend of mine, and Kristen Novak, she does a phenomenal job. When she got at the school, I think the music, the band was, I think, probably about 38 students. Now she has over 130 students in the band.
Out of a student body of
out of 100 and out of a total student body of 360, she's got better than half the school, and both the music program and the choral program are very strong. They're going to be going to Disney in April, performing on Main Street USA with Mickey and Goofy and all the rest of the club.
Florida or LA?
In Florida, down in Orlando. Great. And that's going to be their, I believe, down at their April trip in there.
Well, I don't know what I can do, but
well, we'll try to keep in touch, and again,
short of moving here.
Oh yeah,
whatever I can do.
Exactly. But with your coming to Middletown is a huge event for us, and I understand the concert last night was phenomenal. Everybody loved it. Thought it was great. So again, we appreciate you appearing on a segment of Portland on the Move, and our show is all about a small town, and we certainly try to bring it home. Randy, thanks so much. We're here with Mr. Randy Newman. Oh yes,
Middletown.
And hey, we're back here live at Portland on the Move, and again, that was an interview that was taped previously with the legendary singer-songwriter Mr. Randy Newman. And again, Randy was gracious enough to grant us an interview, and again, the composer of all the music for Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., Cars, theme from Monk, the theme from the Fockers. Grammy Award winner. He's had over 20 Grammy nominations, had 3 Grammy Awards. Has had an Oscar. He just received his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this past month. So again, we're very, very grateful and privileged to be able to have that interview with him. So hope you enjoyed that. We're back here with Mr. Michael Tierney, who's one of the trustees for the Connecticut Cellar Savers. Again, the organization that sponsors the holiday train display up at the Portland, or the Cellar Savers Fire Museum up in the Gildersleeve section of Portland. So again, Michael, thanks so much for coming on.
No problem. Thank you.
During the interview, you were telling me we got some events that possibly we're going to have a train show that's going to be coming up after the first of the year.
Yeah, in February, the Portland High School is going to be putting on a train show. So there'll be vendors and train displays. I think it's a one day on a Sunday in February. So I know they're trying to get people to sign up and bring their trains up there as far as running layouts in some groups, and also they're trying to get vendors lined up to sell things.
Oh, great!
So
That's a good idea. That's something unique and,
It is.
and so forth. It's a lot of work for one day, though, isn't it?
It is. Actually, Cheshire High School does the same thing, and they've had phenomenal luck with it.
Success with it, really.
absolutely.
Excellent, excellent. Anyway, the Sellers Sabers organization obviously is a volunteer organization. I mean, if there's anybody interested, can people join the Sellers Sabers?
Yep, absolutely. Our meetings are once a month, and we rotate between the museum in Portland and doing having meetings at different firehouses throughout the state. So we have a lot of firehouses that'll host us for a meeting. The meetings are actually going to change. We're actually going from a Tuesday night to a Thursday night. But certainly, if there's anybody that's interested, and all you have to do is have an interest in apparatus and the history of firefighting. You don't have to be a fireman. There's no real requirements. We'd love to have anybody that has an interest in that, and certainly stop down when we're open, or come down and see the trains, and
Sure.
And talk to us, and we'll give you an application and let you know when the next meeting is going to be.
Sure. And again, if you check out the Seller Sabers website, okay, which is ctsellersabers.org. And again, the Seller Sabers Museum is up on Main Street in Portland, just in the Gildersleeve section, so and so forth. But that's great, Michael, and I appreciate all the good work that you do. I know you're primarily the thrust behind the train part of the organization and so forth. And how many trains do you actually own?
Too many to count.
Too many to count. See, I was afraid you're going to say that and so forth. But that's great. We also, again, if you would like to sign up again for have Santa Claus come up and Christmas Eve, you can go up to the Train Museum. Again, the hours are every weekend from 11 to 4.
Yep, that's correct.
And that's going to be going through January 15th, correct?
Yep, Sunday the 15th.
Sunday the 15th. So what we can do is obviously we want to try to promote as much traffic as we can get. The other thing, too, is, in the holiday spirit, one of the things that we want to make people aware of is our Portland Food Bank. Our Portland Food Bank is obviously located in the lower level of the senior center, and during this holiday time, and if you can bring a canned good or an unwrapped toy down there, for our less fortunate citizens in the community, they would greatly appreciate it. Miss Ruth Mayo and Nunzi Mayo, who do just a terrific job running the food bank. And again, in these tough economic times, it's certainly, we want to make sure that we keep them in our thoughts. And again, if you have, bring down an unwrapped toy or some canned goods and so forth, and non-perishables, they would certainly welcome you with open arms. And again, that's at 7 Waverly Avenue. It's right on in the lower level of the senior center. In the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to break to another public service announcement, one of that focuses on our national award-winning Water and People course, which is at the Portland High School. Again, the course that certifies high school seniors as small water systems operators. And we are featured actually in a national video that was sponsored and produced by the Environmental Protection Agency in Washington, and we're pretty proud of that. And we're just in the almost going to be approaching our 3rd year coming up this January for our 3rd class. To date, we've certified over 22 small systems operators in the state of Connecticut. And so forth. So we're the first class, the first school in the high school in the nation to run a program like that. So we're pretty proud of that. So we're going to let you see a little bit of that. And we're going to be right back here. We're going to open up our phone lines. If you have any questions for Mr. Michael Tierney of the Connecticut Seller Sabers, the phone number is 613-3031, and we're going to put that up on a screen shortly. But right now, we're going to roll you over to our EPA video.
Hi, I'm Liz. Welcome to the water industry. Today we're going to hear from many professionals. Let's go see what they do. You might be surprised at the range of opportunities available in the water industry.
Everybody and every creature on this planet needs fresh, clean water.
I was interested in finding out what happens to water and where the water comes from.
I didn't ever think about, turning on your tap and the water comes out before I started working in the water industry.
So I actually looked a little bit deeper into that, seeing that the water comes from the main industry and then going into your house.
Really, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is the really value of water.
That's the thing that excites me about the work that I do is when I get up in the morning, as soon as I turn my water on, I know where it comes from.
Safe water is extremely important to not only the community of Concord, but communities all around the world.
And no community can be healthy if it doesn't have clean, safe drinking water.
I feel very empowered by that. I mean, I'm giving people, clean water, and that's one of the things that we need to survive.
It's always there. People are always going to need to get water out of the tap, so it's one of those utilities that you cannot outsource.
One thing that's great about our field is that it is very stable.
It doesn't fluctuate with the economy. It's year-round work. It's steady work.
There's not ever going to be a time when water and sewer aren't needed.
What I love about the industry is if you have an ability and a desire to work and have a good work ethic, I'll be able to put you to work.
There's always going to be a need for people at all levels within this field.
Whether it's mechanical aptitude, whether you like detail, whether you're an accountant type, whether you're an engineer, whether you're theoretical, whether you're practical, there's a place for you.
It's a hands-on program and an occupation that you can be proud of.
Because it's not just the providing of water. It really is the community service, the government service, the environmental service that matters.
Like now when I turn on my faucet, it won't be like, oh, okay, it just turned on. Like I'll know all the hard work put in behind it.
At the end of the week, the only thing I need to know is if my being here makes a difference. To me, that's more than the paycheck.
My dad was a certified water operator for 40 years. He just retired from the profession. Protection of public health and safety and making sure that people had clean, safe water to drink. It was of vital importance to him, and he really inspired that in me. I continue to want to promote public health through safe drinking water.
I know that there's a lot of people retiring in this business, in this field.
Statistically, the water industry, as many other industries, are aging industries. The workforce is getting older. I've been in the business 36 years. So when guys like myself walk out the door, there's a lot of knowledge base that walks out the door.
And I know that more jobs are opening up and more opportunities are opening for younger people such as myself.
No matter where you go, everyone has to have water. As long as you're good in this industry and as long as you're dedicated, you'll always have a good career and a good future.
There isn't really any typical day in my job.
It's always something different every day.
I'm there to be a face of water to our community.
I've had the benefit of working for a small system, which means you get exposed to all sorts of disciplines.
And I've had the opportunity to speak to many different professionals. I've learned how to write a technical report. I've learned the way that water systems work, not only ours, but other systems as well.
I'm interested in hands-on activities, I'm definitely not a kind of guy that wants to work in an office building.
There's a lot of opportunities you can go with this job.
To be able to do just about anything that you wanted to do.
I'm a water treatment plant crew leader. Basically what I do is I assign the operators their duties for the week, for the day. I make repairs in the chem plant, also in the filter houses.
And then I would work with the cross connection, and I would also work with the meter maintenance. And so I've been doing a lot of different things.
I'm the operations engineer for the Concord Water and Sewer Division, and that entails any engineering that needs to be done for either the treatment or distribution system, or the sewer collection system or wastewater treatment plant.
My responsibilities include taking care of the treatment plants, making sure the chemicals are all kept up on a daily basis, make sure the pumps are running and clean.
Some days I'm in the office a lot, I'm working at my computer, so there's quite a bit of office work involved, but then other days I'm out in the field. Typically in the summer I'm out in the field a lot more when we have construction projects going on.